And so the little rat wakes up. For a moment there, I was worried I might have to bring you to bite you before being able to do anything. How are you feeling? Is your head pounding? Are you experiencing any confusion, dizziness, maybe nausea? Well, that's to be expected. Confusion and a headache, that is. You're lucky. At least your eyes have their sparkle back. I'm glad. Now I'll be able to interrogate you without having to hold back. You look like you can manage a little headache. Please. It's a little late for that. Bleeding innocence after being caught red-handed. I caught you trying to snoop around my tea house, and that's no good at all. Tell me, what were you looking for? I want the truth, nothing else. Look, we can either do this the easy way or the not so easy way. Your choice. Did the Fatui send you? No? Then what about the treasure hoarders? Are you trying to get revenge on me for what I did to your people? Truth be told, though, you guys had it coming for a long time. You know, for all your pleading innocence, just a tip. Try and maintain eye contact. Because if you don't, how am I supposed to know if I can believe you or not? Being unable to look at someone is usually a sign of a guilty conscience. But aside from that, we just met. Don't you think we should get to know each other? What's your name? I like it. It suits you quite well. Well, it's a pleasure to finally be properly introduced. My name, as you doubtlessly already know, since you were snooping around my property, is Yelan. Oh, come on. Chill out. I've got an idea. How about we play a game? Hmm? You don't like games? Oh, trust me. It'll be fun. You see this string wrapped around my finger? If I pull it just a little, then you'll notice something. Something sharp, clinging tightly to your very, very exposed throat. Now, shut up and listen. This is how it's going to go. For every time you give me an answer which I don't like, I pull the string. But for every answer which I'm happy with, I'll loosen it just as much. And if you manage to satisfy me, well, if you're lucky, you get to live to see another day. Cruel. Crazy. Me? No, just practical. I know what I want, and I know how to get it. You, on the other hand, you're definitely crazy. Sneaking into my establishment? No one in their sane mind does that. A word of advice? Just because the lights are out doesn't mean that no one's home. Uh-uh. Watch out, or the string will tighten. This is your first and only warning. It's a misunderstanding. Look, you're really beginning to wear down my patience. Who sent you? No, of course I can't guarantee your safety before you talk. Because you see, I'm really the victim here. You broke into my place, not the other way around. But I can tell you this, regardless of whom else you might be afraid of, I guarantee you that when you piss me off, well, let's just say that it's better to worry about the person who currently has you tied down to a chair. Hmm, that's progress. Keep going. The treasure hunters sent you. So I was right. Now, give me a reason not to pull this thread. You were forced. Forced how? Of course. Hostages. Family, I presume? I see. So you were told they would be released once you found something incriminating on me. I'm sorry to say this, but you'll never find that kind of proof. My personal dealings are completely and utterly clear. Well, even if they weren't, no one would ever be the wiser. I like to believe that I'm a very careful individual. Is there any way to confirm your statements? An address? Alibis? Do you know where your family is being held? The names of the treasure hoarders. Kingsea Village. Hmm. So, they must be held in pretty close vicinity. Probably a cave. Then, once your family is rescued, I assume they'll be able to vouch for you. Perfect. But, before I remove your bonds, I am going to need some details about the village. Oh, don't worry. It's very basic knowledge that every inhabitant should have. I trust that won't be any problem. That's more like it. You should have led with this kind of confidence. It's a shame you chose to hide those perfect little eyes of yours. Well then, first off, let's say you want to get your hands on a book, but that book happens to be a rarity. Who do you go to? That's right, Chang the Ninth. And what monster usually plagues Kingsea Village rice crops? Correct again. Geoslimes. But occasionally animal slimes as well. I'll take those extra credits. Very well. At the very least, I have confirmed that you do have a little bit of local everyday knowledge. So for now, I'll believe you. Innocent until proven guilty. Right? It's true while people like Dion Fay are naturally able to live by that rule. Those in my business are not. Because of all the scumbags I usually deal with, I'm much safer off with acting first and asking questions later. I trust that you can forgive me for this. Oh, don't you worry about your family anymore. You know what? Promise me that you won't tell anyone of my existence. And I'll give you my word that I'll do everything in my power to make sure that your family is home safe. we have a deal. And also, as an apology, why don't I get you a cup of tea? I've been told my tea is to die for. Too soon for jokes? Gotcha. Just make yourself comfortable on the sofa. I'll be right back. You know, I do believe this is the first time I've gone to speak even remotely cordially with the treasure hunter. Well, it feels like too many of you are all action now, questions never, so unless I force it out of you, I never really get answers. Oh, using my own words against me now. But yes, I am very much action now, questions later. But that's the important difference. Questions later, not questions never. And there you go. Drink it while it's still hot. Oh, you know a thing or two about tea. Yes, normally you would want to wait for it to steam, but hydrovisions are good for more than just combat. Mm. You have no idea how many late nights my tea has carried me through. With all the chaos going on in Leeway as of late, I'm forced to stay up well past midnight most days, and consequently, I end up usually sleeping past noon. Oh, how keen of you. You are quite correct in assuming that I don't simply just run a tea house. That much should be obvious. Although, as you can see, I do have plenty of experience serving the beverage. Mainly, this place serves as an underground casino. Many of Leeway's rich and famous come here to relax and discreetly spread their influence. But we also have plenty more infamous types around here. You'd be surprised at what a diverse crowd we bring here at Yanxing Teahouse. Have you ever heard the expression, keep your friends close and your enemies closer? Well, that saying is actually pretty applicable in this scenario. While it is true that I run an illegal gambling business, it's only a guise for my real job. Oh, how direct of you. My real job is an intelligence agent, working directly under the Yuan. You're right. I really shouldn't be giving you this type of information. Just think it as my apology for treating you like I did. I don't want you to go on believing that I'm some sort of villain. Besides, you already agreed not to tell anyone of my existence. Remember? But in the unlikely occasion where you do decide to break your promise, I'll make sure that you regret it deeply. Because I am a woman of action. But don't you worry your pretty little eyes about a thing. I highly doubt you'll give me a reason to act on any of my threats. What's the hurry? Tea always comes first. And for what reason should I leave those pesky treasure hoarders of their impatience? Trust me, I've dealt with their kind long enough to know that they'll stay put for at least another day. Maybe longer. As long as I contact Li Wei Jingsi first thing in the morning, everything will be resolved before you know it. So, do me a favor, won't you? kick back, relax, and enjoy your tea. And let's just keep each other company until the morning. Sleep? Not a chance. At this late, or should I say, early hour, I might as well just pull an all-nighter. I'll get some rest once the proper authorities are alerted.